Hi folks, Dino Bob here. Welcome to Arborea Paleozoo 25, the last of the building episodes for this park, at least for the foreseeable future. We're going to start out in the park near Plateosaurus habitat. And you see the rock arch there. In the past, it's been blocked off, but that blockage is gone now because we are headed out toward the new Jurassic portion of the park and the Morrison exhibit. Ahead on the left, you can see a vivarium with Archaeopteryx in it. We'll get a little closer, and multiple of the animals in here. They seem to be spending a lot of their time on the ground right now. I was hoping to catch one flying, but they're not cooperating. So if they don't fly soon, we'll be moving along. Come on, guys. Somebody get in the air. There we go. Relatively simple exhibit. Just enough to present it in this portion of the park. And we're going to move further down the trail to the second vivarium that's part of this habitat, which is Caelopis. Not Caelopis, silly me, Compsognathus. Again, another relatively simple vivarium habitat, nothing fancy. And we have between 2 and 4 of our animals in here wandering around on a relatively flat desert island sort of plain. The main portion of this video will be devoted to the Morrison exhibit, which is a huge multi-species habitat. And as we pan away from the why do I keep saying Caelopis? Compsognathus. You can see a tall building on the left and a shorter one on the right, and you can see the pathways lead down and up here. But there is also a small pathway off to our left. This is where I put Dryosaurus babies when I was building it, waiting for them to grow up. The habitat entrance is in the back there, beyond the rock. And they have a passageway underneath that elevated pathway. So let's go on up. We're going to go across this plaza area to the ramp down, which is to a ground level viewing in the habitat. You'll see a sign above the door there, the Morrison Experience. And just ahead of us through those windows, you can see where the tunnel underneath the walkway comes out and lets the smaller animals, the Dryosaurus, get into the main part of the exhibit or get away from it. We have a large viewing building on the right, which we'll be checking out shortly. So having been lined up, we have info screens in the center of the room, allowing guests to get their information about the animals that are in this multi-species exhibit. We're going to go all the way out, and you can see for the first time in Dino Bob videos, Stegosaurus, recently dropped in the PTB, public playtest build. This video was shot on the PTB, so Stegosaurus could be here. The rest of the park wasn't built in it, obviously, because it wasn't around. So rather dramatic look with all these sauropods and stegosaurs, and somewhere out there is a flock of dryosaurs. We've got a pair of brachiosaurs, I think 4 chimerosaurs and 3 apatosaurs. Pretty much the minimal social groups for those animals. And both species of Stegosaurus are out there. Not that they're necessarily easy to spot at any given time. It's very deep. So there's a rock drop off there from the main plain area. That's to keep the big animals away from this viewing building. Uh, and the Dryosaurs, who are unlikely to go through the glass, um, can get down in that little gully there. There goes one now through the tunnel to the other part of the area that they have. And this is the Grotto Retreat. It's basically guest facilities here, bathrooms, souvenir shop, and a restaurant. Very simple, but it is a secluded area and is helping bring the guests out into this area. They still seem to be more interested in amenities than they are in animals. So let's go back out and back up the ramp and around to the elevated viewing area and up the ramp. We're going to stop at the this level and look out. There's our flock of Dryosaurs coming up along the rock wall, and one of the Stegosaurs in the near distance. So there is a central waterhole for this exhibit, and it's got the new water in it. Let's take a look from up here. You don't necessarily get the same sense of size from the animals once you're elevated above them, as opposed to when you're down on their level. So Brachiosaur in the distance, hanging out by the feeding tower. I think it's actually trying to feed from it, but it doesn't have it locked in. So ahead of us, you can see an archway. This tower, it would have been intended to have elevators to raise people up to the top viewing, but it needs a staircase to actually get the guests up there, and that's what it's got in there. So not particularly picturesque. More information screens, more bathrooms, once again to function as a draw to get the guests out here. Nice view of the two Brachiosaurs moving toward the waterhole. We've just popped up to the upper level of the viewing, and it's a rather different experience seeing stuff on Brachiosaur head level. We have a Stegosaurus in the water, and there's, I don't know if that's the male or the female calling, though. If they ever put in sauropod feeding stations, this would be an obvious place to have one. Little Stegosaur doing its Godzilla swimming impression. A Apatosaurus moving across in the background, and more Stegosauruses down by the edge of the waterhole. I think both species may be there right now, because the Stenops I put in is the green one, and the sort of orangey one for the Ungulatus. And I see both green and orange down there. And a Camarasaurus out in front of the Apatosaurus. So there's another tall feeder back there, which is probably what they're doing. Try to zoom in a little bit, see if we can pick up any more animals. Not looking good. Not looking good. Oh, there we go, Apatosaurus. The sauropods in this game are just majestic as they move through the landscape. Pretty neat stuff. Apologies if you can hear a machine out there behind my voice. The grass is getting mown out there, and that's not something I really have control over. So there's the aerial view. It is a really big habitat, and I'm going to cut the audio recording off, and we'll come back to it. Sorry about that, folks. The machine was right outside my window, so it was unfortunately louder. Anyway, so that's how the thing looks in the park. and a general overview of how much has been built since we launched Arborea. I mentioned the PTB, and next week's video will be jumping right into that with a new challenge park, because that's sort of really the only way to deal with most of what's in this PTB, which is management stuff. I mean, lots of other adjustments, of course, but that's the heart of what's in the testing. So here's animal time. We've got Camarasaurus lentis, which is the smallest of the 3 species. I picked the smallest one to be a better contrast with the other sauropods. Our Dryosaurus flock, being very flocky, and you can see a Stegosaurus swimming in the background. And now a Apatosaurus. Went with the green skin for this one, again for a little bit more contrast with the other sauropods. The other 2 are basically brownish, and wanted it to stand out a little bit more. If you've been liking the series and the video, please give it a thumbs up on the YouTube for helping the algorithm out there. If you've got comments to make, I'm happy to hear them. If you like this Brachiosaurus, who's just appeared on our screen, or any of these animals, that's good enough reason. So leave a comment or hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you did. Lovely waterhole shot there. And I've saved the Stegosaurus for last because it's the newest and has the highest interest level at the moment. So we actually have a pair of Stegosaurus swimming there in silhouette, and I managed to catch one of our dinosaurs doing its tripodal stance thing there to feed from the bottom of the high feeder, which, as you can see, they're quite capable of doing. As mentioned, 2 species in here, and we'll see them as they come up and as they cooperated for videos. There's our Stenops. The dark one was the Ungulatus. So that's pretty much it for this video, and pretty much it for Arborea Park. And I hope to see you in more videos. Join me in the new park, please. And until next time, you all take care of yourself. Be kind to each other out there. And that's pretty much it for me today. Bye now.